And we're here at BuildingsAI, part of CoreTech, and with me is Gijo Mathew, who is the Chief Product Officer with VTS. How are you?
I'm great, Lisa. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's great to meet you.
Same.
Yeah, and it's really nice having you be a part of the BuildingsAI
This has been amazing.
program.
It's been so cool to see so many people thinking about AI in this way, and
Yeah.
feels like a lot of early adoption, but it feels really good to have everybody start these conversations, which is probably the most important thing to do.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's been amazing at how many companies are really farther ahead in their AI journey than we really initially suspected.
Absolutely.
But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about what has been going on with VTS in the last several months. So we talked probably in June. I think we talked with VTS. But give us an update on what's going on with VTS right now.
Oh man, so much stuff going on. It's like, so obviously in commercial real estate, so many things are happening all at once right now, and a lot of our technology has been evolving over the last couple of years. We've gotten into more than just like lease management. We've gotten into marketing, big data analysis, being able to provide better decision making through like really anonymized ML data, which we'll talk about in a second. But we also got into a lot of building management and tenant experience as well. So it's been amazing because it's a lot of surface area, and we've been providing a lot of different outcomes for a lot of our customers across all these different asset classes, right? Office is where we started, but now it's been retail and industrial and now multifamily.
Right.
So it's been a lot of things coming a lot really quickly, but it's been awesome because we've been leveraging the technology for all those asset classes and all those kind of new personas that comes in with all those asset classes, everything from residents and employees all the way up to property managers, brokers, asset managers, investment managers. So it's been a busy, busy time.
It has
for
been.
VTS.
It has been. We've heard a lot about VTS, and you guys have been very busy.
Yes.
So today is the BuildingsAI program. We're talking about AI spanning the gamut, or the broad spectrum of, from ChatGPT and bots to generative AI and privacy and security and all those different things. And the industry, I think, is really struggling to make heads or tails of what is this AI, and it has accelerated exponentially. So what is VTS doing with AI? How are you handling all the various questions that are probably being launched at you?
Yeah. I mean, first, we should be very excited. It is transformational technology that's happening right now. It's on the order of magnitude of the internet and mobile, and it's game changing. And if you look back, and I'm fortunately old enough to remember all of that, but in those transformational times with technology, it was lots of things. It was exciting, it was scary for some people, but it was full of new opportunity and new ideas and new thinking. And so we're on the precipice of that right now. We're in this area with AI where we've used different types of AI, like machine learning, over the last couple of years, but this now generative AI made AI more accessible to almost every single person. I remember last year during Christmas, I used ChatGPT to create a Christmas story with me and my kids as the main characters. And I just remember how easy it was. I was like, make a story about us, put our favorite stuff in there, and it created this really wonderful story. And I was blown away because I saw that and I was like, wow, if it could do this, it could do that, and then it could do that. And my mind just exploded. I was super excited about it. And then, after the holidays, I came to work and I went right back at it. I was like, well, what can we do for CRE with this? And the possibilities are limitless, really, of what we'll be able to do. And it's at a stage where I think owners and operators should be looking at this technology to do what they've been trying to do for a long time, which is improve profits, improve productivity, and you're going to see all of that with all the work that BTS, MRI, all these companies are doing to really drive this AI forward in companies today.
With a lot of the companies, partnership is the big word, and I think now more than ever, owners need that partner. They need that partnership because they're going into uncharted territory. So they're overwhelmed, they're confused, they're wondering, how do I even get started? How does VTS really? How do you approach the starting point with a customer in their AI journey?
That's a great question. Listen, the word partner is it's an important word because partnerships is about helping somebody, right? Ultimately, how do you help somebody take advantage of, in this case, AI or technology or whatever it might be to help them move their goals forward, right? Ultimately, and that's the key word here. Like we look at every single company that we work with, like, what are your goals? What are you really trying to do? What's your strategy? How can we help and partner to drive your strategy forward? So this in general is not a different way for us to work with our customers. We go and talk to them and understand really what their goals are and their business objectives are, and what's really bothering them, what are the biggest pains that they have to achieving those goals.
Right.
And then we go try to figure out, can we help them in the best way to do that by leveraging our existing technology, our existing partnerships, or can we build new things to help them drive a new, that new technology forward for themselves? So that's what we still do. We go in there and help them understand, well, we understand their goals, and then see if we can help them to understand technology to deliver value from those goals today. I will say with AI though, it's the common denominator has, and will continue to be forever, and we heard it a lot at the conference today, is really about the data behind AI. And that's the most critical thing. That's the thing we've been working on for years at VTS, is like, how do you really get data to a place where it's not just in someone's head, right? But it's in a format, in a way that we can start to train these AI models, that we can utilize it for these like great chatbots, we could use it for a better tenant experience, we could use it for better investment decisions.
Well, it all hinges on the data, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, everything across the AI spectrum hinges on how quality the data is, and how solid the data is, and how accurate the data is.
Yeah, and that's not just in artificial intelligence, that's also in human intelligence, right? Like that's why I tell my kids to go to school, right? Like go to school, because like you need to have data put into your mind that you can then process and grow ultimately. So it's the same thing with artificial intelligence, really. It's not that crazy of a concept, right? It's really the same thing.
You're absolutely right. Now there's a lot of owners also asking how AI is going to impact jobs. Yeah. What would you say to that?
I don't know. I don't have the crystal ball on that, honestly. But I will say, in commercial real estate, since I'm in this industry, I don't think we're going to see mass displacement of folks inside of commercial real estate. There's a lot of domain expertise, a lot of knowledge that we have, and I don't think AI is at a stage, or the industry even really is at a stage where we're going to start automating tons of jobs yet. Yet. This is the operative word. I don't know what the future is going to hold, and by the time somebody watches this video 10 years from now, they'll be like, ha ha, look. Right. But I don't think that's going to happen, and that's really because ultimately CRE is still kind of a people business, and you really do need the expertise of people to bring in their knowledge, bring in their context, really, which is like a really key thing. Like you heard from these chat GPTs and stuff like that, without context, it doesn't really know to answer questions. So who provides this kind of context, right? A lot of people talk about it as what is the prompt that you give this thing, right? So there's still a human that needs to be involved in this idea, especially within CRE. How do you prompt it with the right context to get the right answers out? So in the I'm going to say foreseeable is maybe a shorter window than I usually say it as, but for the foreseeable future, I don't think you're really going to see a lot of displacement of jobs. But in the long term, that technology does displace certain jobs, but then does create other jobs. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe the skill set in commercial real estate will be a little bit different. Maybe it'll be more about data science, and maybe there'll be more analysts that are more used to working with AI, right? That will drive better results for the company. So never know in the future holds for us. It's a very exciting time because it's hard to make predictions right now.
Right. Well, what do you think going forward in the last minute that we have? What do you think is the number one thing that's going to separate the winners from the losers as we go forward?
That's a great question. Ultimately, and this happens, and I've been in different industries, not just commercial real estate, but always around technology. And then, like I said, all these different waves of technology has happened before, big changes like internet and mobile and so on. And the biggest factor I've seen in any of those changes that divides the winners from the losers is the willingness to change. That's really it. It's the willingness to change. If you are willing to make a leap, you're going to take a look. You're going to see something different. When you see something different, you may act on that. Maybe you don't act on it, but you've seen something different. And then you take another step and move forward again. So I think the willingness to change is really the most important part, especially in these moments where technology is changing so rapidly and so transformational. Like we haven't seen something at this level in a long time. You got to be willing to change, and I think that's the most important thing.
You know, isn't it funny? It comes back to the people.
Always.
It always comes back to the people. Yeah.
So we live in a world, we live in a world of people.
Oh, yes, yes.
Ultimately, and everything that's created is by people ultimately. So we'll always be there, and still always the willingness to do something different.
Right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Really good to speak to you,
and
Lisa.
thank you for stopping by, and we'll look forward to talking to you again maybe in June of next year for the Realcomm IBCon conference.
We'll be there.
And you can give us an update on where we are. And it'll be good timing too, because it will be mid-year.
Yeah.
So we'll have a good 7 months or so, 8 months. And things are happening, to your point, things are happening so quickly, it will probably be vastly different.
Yes.
In that
maybe
period
I won't
of
have a
time.
job. Maybe AI will get me out of a job.
Well, thank you for coming, and it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day.